Hello, my name is Bob Giuda, and I'm a candidate for the United States House of Representatives, 2nd Congressional District of New Hampshire. I'd like to take a few minutes to share some thoughts with you on what I consider to be a very important issue, and that is the political courage to deal with the national deficit and to then address our burgeoning national debt. Our President presented a budget to Congress of $3.43 trillion within the last 2 weeks. At the same time, our Congress voted to raise our national debt ceiling by $1.9 trillion to $14.3 trillion total. What that means, in round terms, is that we're borrowing over half the money for the proposed federal budget. And as you know, our federal debt right now at $14.3 trillion is exploding under the policies of this Congress and this administration. It is unsustainable, it is dangerous, and ultimately will bring our nation economically to its knees. How can we deal with this? Because everyone in some way, shape, or form is affected. Future generations are being dealt a tremendous blow in terms of the debt load they're going to have to shoulder for services and products we're buying today. Our elderly, on fixed incomes, whether it be from pensions or with Social Security, are at risk because of the decreasing value of the dollar and therefore the purchasing power of their pensions, and also because of the increasing costs generally associated with advancing age in terms of medical costs. It's going to take courage to face this deficit spending and to bring it to an end. And I'm advocating that our government and those in power in the government exert the fiscal discipline to stop any increase in actual dollar spending year over year in the federal budget. That's not a cut. That's just spending no more next year in actual dollars spent than we spend this year. If we can accomplish that discipline in the Congress, then and only then should we consider going to the American people and asking them to consider shared sacrifice as we do what must be done to return our economic system to a pay-as-you-go system rather than borrowing from the future and putting future generations in jeopardy financially. Any social programs and any entitlement programs should not be cut and should not be asked to reduce cost of living increases or to zero them out until the Congress of the United States and the President has presented a budget that leads by saying we will not increase spending one penny until such time as we have the federal deficit to zero and we have begun making substantial contributions to paying down the national debt. That national debt, currently $14.3 trillion, as shown by the President and Congress, is actually substantially more than this. It runs in the neighborhood of $67 to $70 trillion because of the unfunded liabilities of Medicare and Social Security, which are not computed as part of the open-ended debt for the year. These problems are critical, and I know as Americans we can solve them. We've solved much greater problems over the course of our history. It will require shared sacrifice, but it will require leadership on the part of those you elect to send to Congress and to the White House so that they have the discipline and the courage to face you as voters and face the American people in future generations and tell them we led the way by stopping the increases in spending so that we didn't bankrupt the future of our country. Thank you for listening. I hope I can count on your support going forward in this race, and thank you very much. My name is Bob Giuda, and I approve this ad.